Well, bring it on, biatch. We'll be ready for you. The time has come. I'm ready. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm Erod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. G.I. Joe was an animated show from the 80s about an elite military force. The show existed for the sole reason of selling you toys. In 2009, an irreverently shitty live-action movie was made, which had no business having sequels. And yet a sequel was made. I've been waiting 4 years to tear this thing a new asshole, so let's cut the crap and do this! So our movie begins with the Joes infiltrating a nondescript base. We have G.I. Joe Leader, played by Channing Thank God I'm Pretty Otherwise I Wouldn't Have a Career Tatum, Flint by a guy who has the personality of a ham sandwich, and Lady J, played by fake Wonder Woman. Ugh, holy testicle Tuesday. Could this cast get any more underwhelming?
If you smell
Oh, God.
what the Rock is cooking.
Fuck! 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 Where do I even begin? Firstly, you cast a wrestler in a G.I. Joe movie and you bypass Sergeant Slaughter, who was an actual G.I. Joe, and cast The Rock, who has as much to do with G.I. Joe as Bruce Willis has to do with Nancy Drew.
What's your name?
Nancy Drew.
I'm Bruce.
Secondly, The Rock is playing Roadblock, who was the G.I. Joe's cook. I don't get it. Thirdly, and fourthly, and I can't emphasize this enough, while The Rock might be one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, he has the acting skill of driftwood.
And by the way, I made Doom. Okay?
I've seen stuffed animals that are better actors than The Rock.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks.
You know what? I should really try to calm down. By this point, The Rock has quite a few movies under his belt. Who knows, he might have improved. As long as he doesn't deliver all of his lines like catchphrases.
Anyone ever tell you fight ugly?
Not from their backs, they don't.
So as the Joes make their way through the compound, I can't help but wonder what the hell happened to all the G.I. Joes from the first movie. Wait, Marlon Wayans isn't in this movie? So the Joes break into the compound and wait, did they break into one of their own compounds? I don't get it. What the fuck was that? They didn't explain anything. What the hell was the point of this scene? The characters were barely introduced, they didn't establish what G.I. Joe is and what they do, and then after some ambiguous bullshit they cut away to narration? Damn it, I hate it when movies do this. It's a movie. Show, don't tell. In the original animated G.I. Joe movie, we open with a badass action-packed sequence which sees the Joes stop the evil terrorist organization known as Cobra from stealing the Statue of Liberty. While this sequence has the obligatory voiceover from the opening of the cartoon show, it still visually establishes who the Joes are and what they do and how they do it. Here we get voiceover.
The end of the Nanomite Wars. Captain Duke Hauser now leads Joe Tactical Operations.
Lame.
So during the big fat exposition dump, we learn that Cobra Commander and Destro are in a detention facility. But Storm Shadow and the Master of Disguises, Zartan, are still at large. And everyone's favorite G.I. Joe ninja, Snake Eyes, is out hunting for them. What the Joes don't know is the big fat sequel bag from the last movie told us that Zartan is actually masquerading as the President of the United States. And he is positioning his pawns for the ultimate checkmate. He starts by framing Snake Eyes for the assassination of the President of Pakistan. Yup, Snake Eyes assassinates the President of Pakistan off screen. They don't find it necessary to show us that at all. Instead, they show us this.
Humidity,
I say it's about 62%.
You gonna feed me the barometric pressure too?
That's on the rise. Like your panties.
You love my panties.
Let's go see what other evil stuff President Zartan is up to. So our fake president actually sends the Joes on a fake mission to reacquire some nuclear weapons, when in actuality, they are unknowingly stealing the nuclear weapons and are now wanted for treason, meaning President Zartan can now order their extermination without arising suspicion. Thus, Snake Eyes is quickly arrested and wait! First, they don't show us when he assassinates the president of Pakistan, and now they don't show us when he gets arrested, but they still found it abundantly necessary to show us this!
You love my panties.
So Snake Eyes is taken to the same maximum security holding facility as Cobra Commander and Destro, when suddenly...
Storm Shadow.
Oh my god! It's a Trojan horse! Zartan had Storm Shadow kill the Pakistani president so he would be arrested and taken to the maximum security holding facility so he would break out Cobra Commander and Destro. And the rest of the Joes are about to be attacked by our old military.
Checkmate.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse.
They killed off Duke? They killed off the leader of the G.I. Joes? Wow. What an unexpected move.
Actually, Erod, they planned to kill off Duke as early as their animated G.I. Joe movie. But the film had so many production delays that the Transformers movie ended up making it to theaters first. A film which also has its main character, Optimus Prime, die at the beginning. Oh no! The reaction to Optimus Prime's death was so negative that it made the producers of the G.I. Joe movie think twice before killing off Duke.
But you're still missing the detail that matters the most here.
What?
They killed off Channing Tatum!
Yeah!
Storm Shadow. Never a doubt. Destro. You're out of the band.
What? They're leaving Destro behind? I guess he must have had more important things to do. Our villains get pinned down, but luckily they get some help from the outside. Whoa, who is this guy?
Making most things go boom by 9 a.m.
He's back, bitches! Yeah! Woo! So our villains escape, but Storm Shadow is injured in the process.
Take him to the mountains to heal.
I'll get that arrow, pretty boy. And I'll do it with my shirt on.
While Cobra Commander oversees Cobra's new super weapon,
You like this? Working title? High-Speed Sentry. Yes.
stupidest name ever! Storm Shadow is sent to a secluded ninja monastery to heal his wounds. The real Snake Eyes and his partner Jinx take this opportunity to capture Storm Shadow. Oh shit! Whoa! Yeah! What? WTF, mofo? We've been waiting to see the conclusion to this fight since the first movie, and now they gas Storm Shadow?
This is so disappointing.
No time to complain as Snake Eyes and Jinx are being pursued by red ninjas. Yup, red ninjas. You know, ninjas are supposed to blend into their surroundings. Just saying. Ninjas on their tail, a bad guy in tow. What to do? You know what? Mabel Pines was right. Nearly every problem in life can be solved with a grappling hook.
Grappling hook!
So we cut back to the site of the G.I. Joe ambush, where we find that some of the Joes survived the attack, and those Joes are Flint, Lady J, and The Rock.
No. There's only one man who could authorize a strike like that. And I voted for him.
Soon enough, our surviving Joes put 2 and 2 together and figure out that our commander-in-chief is an imposter, but they're going to need help if they're going to prove it. So instead of calling all the other Joes from the last movie that are definitely still alive, they turn to one that is retired. The original G.I. Joe, General Joe Colton, played by Bruce Willis. Wow. Okay, this definitely makes more sense than the Nancy Drew cameo, but I still can't help but wonder why they didn't get somebody that is better known for playing a soldier to play Joe Colton. You know, like Arlie Army.
We must be contained!
Badass.
General Colton, if I may.
Shut your mouth, Brenda.
Brenda?
Brenda?
Dick.
So General Colton, who's apparently openly sexist, oh, that's wonderful, suggests that if they want to get close enough to the president to prove that he's a fake, they're going to have to get information from one of the chiefs of staff. Well, that shouldn't be hard. He's a civilian. It's just a matter of grabbing him so they could question him. Really? They put Lady J in a skimpy outfit and they are using her as a distraction? Who wrote this? Frank Miller? Do you ingrates even know who Lady J is? While other G.I. Joe characters like Scarlet and the Baroness wear skin-tight leotards on a regular basis and feel more comfortable being objectified for the sake of a mission, this is not the case for Lady J. She's the tomboy of the team. She keeps her hair short and is generally wearing a standard issue uniform. And while some overzealous artists tend to inappropriately draw her with way too many buttons on her shirt undone, one thing is definitely clear. Jay is not the type of girl to resort to her sexuality as a first resort to achieve her objective. And even if she does, they should at least acknowledge the fact that this is not something that she does on a regular basis, and that she is not comfortable doing it. But no. Hey, Lady J, put on this bra and booty shorts and bend over in front of that man, because that is the only way he will be distracted long enough for us to grab him. Okay. Alright, fine. They get their info and they know that Sartan is gonna be at a formal dinner. Okay, I think this is a great opportunity to beat the Master of Disguise at his own game. They could have Flint disguise himself as a journalist and really? We're gonna do this twice! I don't know what pisses me off more, that they demoted this great feminist character to mere eye candy, or that Zartan is so distracted by her plunging neckline that he doesn't even notice that he's dancing with a G.I. Joe. So Jay gets one of his hairs and sticks it in her DNA lipstick, conclusively proving that the president is Zartan.
Zartan.
Oh yeah! Yeah! Woo! Ugh. So the Joes get back to headquarters and really? First they objectify her and now voyeurism. Oh, and just to pour salt in the wound, at this moment that Lady J is standing there in a thong for no good reason, this is the moment where she decides to share her backstory. Cause I'm sure that this is the moment that the audience is paying full attention to what she's saying.
He didn't want to put his life in the hands of a woman. I enlisted the next day. Trying to outrank him so he'd have to salute me.
So Snake Eyes and Jinx bring Storm Shadow back to their master, who is played by the Reza. Couldn't they have gotten, I don't know, an actor?
Same sword you once used to kill our master. Your sword. Given to you by our beloved Hard Master.
Is he there to make The Rock look like a better actor by comparison? 'Cause it's working! So the man with the ironic emotional detachment reveals that after years of their ninja clan believing that Storm Shadow betrayed them when he killed their original master, that they were all wrong. Storm Shadow was actually framed. Their master was killed by Zartan. Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to ask. What the fuck? While I'm fully aware that this is an actual plot point in the comic book, in the movie this comes completely out of left field and treated like it was a major plot point all along.
Well, that's some pretty bad storytelling.
Agreed. And guess what? Now Storm Shadow is a good guy.
I am not with you. But for this once, I am not against you.
How many of our men has he killed? We're supposed to fight with him?
Good fucking question. So President Zartan holds a nuclear summit and commands all countries to disable their nuclear weapons. Of course, they refuse to comply. So in one of the most moronic and asinine moments in movie history, Zartan fires America's nukes at our neighboring countries with zero provocation. And instead of arresting him or trying to wrestle away his nuclear control module, every country fires their nukes at once. Everybody! Then, after they all fire their missiles, they all slowly begin to have changes of heart. And they all simultaneously disable their missiles in mid-flight, meaning that now no one has nuclear missiles. Wait, what was that thing that Cobra Commander had?
You like this? Working title? High-speed sentry. Yes.
Oh yeah, apparently they all realize how stupid that name was, cause now they refer to the WMDs as Zeus. So, how exactly did Cobra Commander manage to put 7 weapons of mass destruction in Earth's orbit without anyone noticing? Well, you see, the WMDs were disguised as satellites that were supposed to be a part of a mass social media network called the Archangel Network. And, oh wait, no, that was the Master in Doctor Who. In this movie, there's no fucking explanation! So Cobra Commander threatens to blow up Great Britain. Okay, the G.I. Joe should burst in any second now and save Great Britain from... any second now.
Gravity does the rest.
Storm Shadow, you're right there, just...
observe.
Come on, Jinx, just swipe the controller from Cobra Commander and holy balls!
Allegiance.
Yeah, too little too late, real American heroes. So the Joes finally show up and the usual shenanigans ensue. Shit gets blown up, they fire their guns in every direction but no one gets hit, Joe and Jay save the Prez, Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes have a BFF fighting montage. Back to back! Gee, a trained ninja assassin going up against a 60-year-old man. I wonder what the outcome to this will be. No!
This seems to be going south here. You guys finish up while I go outside and walk in slow motion.
Alright, Punisher, let's give him the business!
Threat terminated.
Oh, you guys are wondering why I'm not playing Cool Guys Don't Look at Explosions? Well, you see, that gag doesn't actually work when the guy getting blown up is actually cooler than the guy walking away. So the day is saved, except for Britain and France. They're pretty much destroyed. So the day is partially saved? Wait a minute. Did Jay ever get that highly sought after salute from one of her elders? You know, the one she was talking about when she was standing there in her underwear for no good reason?
I'd be very proud of you.
Good for her! This movie's a colossal cacophony of contaminated Cobra crap. It might be better than the first movie, but not by much. While the production design was decent, and I do appreciate that the Joes ditched the ninja suits, this movie's good points are few and far between. For starters, what the fuck was Cobra Commander doing in this movie? He did nothing! He escapes the facility, he has a few conversations, and then he leaves. He literally just leaves. Fucking pointless. Hey, you guys wanna know who the best character in the movie is? The warden at the holding facility, played by Walton Goggins. This guy is awesome.
Oh, your new neighbors, Destro. Cobra Commander. Oh, the three of you are like my fantasy football team.
He even single-handedly beats Storm Shadow without breaking a sweat. I would complain about him not being in the rest of the movie, but he does go out with his boots on. On the other hand, the story is stupid, the characters are dull, and other than the mountainside brawl, the action sequences are generic and uninspired. This movie represents G.I. Joe almost as well as Pee-Pee Longstockings represents Red Sonja. While rumors of a threequel have remained rumors, I swear to all of you right here and now that if they poop out another one, I will be ready. I feel like I live in a world made of cardboard, always taking great care not to break anything, or anyone. Because if I lose control, even for a moment, somebody might die. But you can take it, can't you, big man? What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose. It's time I showed you just how powerful I really am. Yo, Joe. Thought was one busted, thousands more to go. I'm E-Rod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster.
And it's spreading far and wide. Who can turn the tide? G.I. Joe, American hero. Yo, G.I. Joe, there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. Fighting for freedom wherever there's trouble over land and sea and air. G.I. Joe is there. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Cobra. Joes will risk it all to end the evil call of Cobra. They never give up, they never say die. Walking tall with banners high, they sound the battle cry. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
Join the Legion, suckers!